Hello, this is just a quick video from my impressions of my new Teewing X5 electric scooter. It is currently October 2024. I just purchased this 3 weeks ago directly from Teewing's site. I paid under $1,500 for it, shipped free. And it came with stuff like a seat, mirrors, a bag, all kinds of cool little things for under $1,500 before tax. Now, Teewing's site listed as a 6,000 watt scooter, kind of why I bought it, and that it had a top speed of 55 miles an hour. I have a Mantis Pro Cabo, and I love that scooter. That's what got me hooked on this hobby. But of course, I wanted something maybe a little quicker and faster, a little longer range, and a second scooter so that my wife and I could ride together. But I didn't want something that was the same as my Mantis. The Mantis is a sleek machine, handles really well, you know. This is the opposite. The Mantis would be like my sports car scooter. This would be more like a muscle car scooter. It's heavier, taller, doesn't handle as well, but accelerates in a straight line really nice. So, what do you get for $1,500? Well, their site's a little vague, like I mentioned. So I had to open up the deck, see what kind of, if I actually have the components they said I had as far as the battery. It does have a 38 amp an hour battery with 21700 cells. So that was nice, instead of the 18650s. And to my surprise, the controllers, and I kind of knew this already because of the way it felt taken off and everything, they're 45 amp sine wave controllers made by odorspeed.com. So you got a 38 amp an hour battery with 45 amp controllers in it, dual controllers. So okay, cool. Should be able to hit those speeds. I took it on a speed run, GPS verified, 2 directions. I hit 48 miles an hour. I know it's not the safest thing to do on a scooter to do 48 miles an hour or more, but you know, it is what it is. I ride motorcycles and I have muscle cars and things like that, so it is what it is. And it felt really nice. It felt really good. But I didn't get nowhere near the 55 miles they claim. Now, I weigh 165. I don't weigh that much. There was no wing going on. I ran in 2 directions. So something that wasn't quite right there. You know, you got a big old battery pack, and you got these 45 amp controllers. The scooter does weigh 96 pounds without the seat. With the seat, it weighs 99 and a half, I think it is. And before anybody makes comments for the seat, I just put the seat on because I wanted to see what it felt like riding it around like a mini bike. Since I already have my stand-up Mantis Pro. So I did some more research because their manual doesn't give you anything about the P settings up here. Okay? They don't give you on even how to get into the menu. And that's another thing I'm going to talk about in a second. I found out that one of the settings in there, the control current limit was set really low. Now, this particular throttle and menu here only allows me to adjust that P14 setting from 1 to 20, and it's representing amps. It was only set to 14 amps. Now, I had read some comments online about guys who have electric bikes, and they were going through the same issue. They're going, hey man, I got this upgrade, I did this. How come my bike's not faster? And basically people were saying, check your settings for your control current limit, you know, maybe it's set too low. So anyway, long story short, you know, guys are saying adjust it a little bit, be careful not to overheat the motors, try it. So I went in there and I set it to in the middle of the range, to 17 amps. From 14 to 17, max is 20. Went and did the same speed run, hit 52 miles an hour in both directions. Wow. I was like, wow, that's crazy. Check the motors. I rode around for like 10 miles. Check those motors weren't hot. They were warm to the touch, but nothing was overheating. And again, remember, this has 45 amp controller, so I'm sure that's going to be just fine, you know. But here's a scooter for under $1,500 that I did 52 miles an hour on it. And it has more to go. I just haven't been able to do that yet because I wanted to wait to get my steering dampener put in, which I just put in today. So I'll probably do another video with me doing a speed run trying to hit that 55. Again, I'm not saying that's safe. It's actually kind of stupid, but you know, it is what it is. So I'm very impressed with that. For the money, I don't think there's another 60-volt scooter out there that I've seen. I watch a lot of videos. I go on those esgscooterguide.com, whatever it is. I watched all their videos. I review their charts. The other guy from Britain that does one, Electric Scooter Insider, I think it is. I watch a lot. Everybody's talking about, oh, this Solar P1 Pro is the fastest thing for under 2,000. No, it ain't. This is. This is, in my humble opinion. But again, this is information that I couldn't find on the internet, what type of controllers it has. But now I know. It has 45 amp OrderSpeed.com controllers, sine wave, model CC1. That's what it has. And 2,107 hours in the battery, 11-inch tubeless tires again. Like I said, I don't know what they don't list what the nominal motor power is, but it's got to be at least 1,200 watts. Because Teewing's next model up, their Mars series, and there's 3 models in there, their 6,000 watt Mars series lists 1,200 times 2 in their motors for nominal, and 6,000 watt with a top speed of 52 miles an hour. Well, they list the X5 as a 6,000 watt, 55 mile an hour scooter. I assume they're both 60 volt systems, so I'm assuming this must have 1,200 watt or higher motors in it for it to be able to do those speeds, to weigh what it weighs and to do those speeds. So, very interesting. Now, here's the thing that for current X5 owners that is very frustrating. So, you want to get into your menu, and believe me, you won't find it online how to do it. At least I wasn't able to. So, you're going to want to go in here. You're going to push these 2 buttons, right? Your power and your menu. It's going to take you to that screen. It's a password screen is what that is. You adjust it here with the mode, switch to the next number with power. The password is 1111. Then you hold the mode button, goes into your P settings. So now you have 20 P settings. Okay, so that's how you get into the menu. And the all-important one, and let's let you know, I got a PDF from Teewing that explained what the P settings were. It did not match the X5. It was a PDF for the X3, the X4, the X5, and maybe that those descriptions of their P settings were correct for the X3, the X4, but it didn't match the X5 100%. It was, some things were off. So I had to figure out everything on my own. But the all-important one that was set really low was the P14 setting right here. I got it set on 20 amp now, but I haven't ran it. So it was actually set on 14 right there. I put it at 17 and did a speed run, hit 52. Now I'm going to put it on 20. That's the max it'll go, and we'll see what it can do. So that's how you get into the menu, because you're going to get... you push these 2 buttons right here. The password screen comes up. You enter in 1111, and it'll bring you into the P settings. I will do another video with what each P setting does because it was frustrating to figure it all out. Not really frustrating, but I had to go through each one because even though it's a TF100 controller, every manufacturer has the P settings different for their particular scooter. You know, so you just have to go through it and figure it out. Some things is normal, like the first P1 setting or whatever it is, P0 was like the light setting, the brightness of the screen. Yeah, it's pretty easy to figure out, and the tire diameter stuff. But trying to find out what other things do, it's kind of it's frustrating to figure it all out. But I was able to figure it all out. So I got that on there. Overall, I'm pretty happy. I just wanted to get this out there that this is one of those unknown. Now, it is a generic made scooter. I forgot to mention that. I mean, this was made for years by some manufacturer in China and sold under different brand names before Teewing started selling it here in the US. So it is a generic looking scooter. You know, it is very strong. It seems like it's built very well. I do want to, I never really mentioned the negatives that I didn't like about it. Well, I better mention that. It creaked a lot, made a lot of noise. You know, and that annoys me, you know. So things like the little horn button here, even though it's just plastic, it was rattling around side by side in this housing, creating a noise that I can hear riding the scooter. It's annoying. The volt screen here, the LED module behind this plastic cover there was nothing keeping it in there. It was just hitting the plastic, making a lot of noise. And then I got a real super annoying creak down here. Took me a while to figure out which one of all the stuff was creaking, but it was the top of the shock here. When this was tightened down too much, it was creaking, and then loosening it up helped a little bit, but you know, you can't go too loose because you don't want those bolts and nuts coming off. And I had to grease everything, you know, and I used some silicone grease, and yeah, it just took a little while to get things quieted down on it. Like this lever here, their takedown lever, was making noise. I didn't like that. I don't like the placement of these LEDs. These LEDs, they're really nice. Check this out. What? I forgot to mention before. I know I was talking about the negatives, but check out these headlights, man. Watch this. Bam. They made some bright headlights. Yeah, you don't need to put a bike light on this thing. So back to what I didn't like. It has some swag lights on the side. I don't like them. Here you go. Here's what they look like. It's flashing red, green, and blue. Looks like a Christmas tree going down the road. They should have just kept it one color, like blue or red. Like the Mantis is just like a light blue. You know, just looks nice. This one looks like a Christmas tree going around, so I don't like that. I know it's just minor stuff, but some I don't like. It does have brake lights. So the turn signals, going back to that, they placed them in the wrong spot. It's just, yeah, with the seat on, you're cool, but when you're standing up, this is kind of acts as your, what do you call it, your step plate, kick plate, or whatever you want to call it. And it's so easy just to step right on these because they're right there. You know, they should have mounted them down a little lower, maybe down here, or a little further back. But your foot goes like right there, and many times, like, luckily they have these, they're flexible. But dang, man, I didn't know it was just a matter of time before I step and break that off. So they could have placed that better, but I know it's a minor thing, but it was something that annoyed me. I'm not a big fan of these collapsible bars that they put on here. It's a lot going on here. I mean, it's just, they fold down this way and they fold backwards and forward. It's just a lot going on. So I bought some mountain bike bars I'm going to put in here and replace all this because I don't need the bars to collapse. But yeah, it's sturdy though. It is really sturdy. So the very comparable scooter I could determine that matches this is if you look up the specs on the Cabo Wolf Warrior 11. I think it's called the Wolf Warrior 11. The one that came out a few years ago. It's still being sold on the Cabo site. That is a 60 volt, 1200 watt nominal motor, dual motor machine that weighs like 100 pounds, has a top speed, they claim 50 miles an hour, but it also costs like $2,300. This was under $1,500. So, of course, the Cabo is going to look nicer. I mean, come on, they got more custom you know, these little swing arms are all nice and everything, and versus the Teewing is kind of just very flat pieces and stuff on it to keep the cost down and everything. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with this thing. I apologize for going and jumping around, and when I'm talking about the scooter, I just decided just to make a quick video. I didn't even plan it out. I just wanted to get it out there because someone on YouTube had contacted me on something and said, was asking me about something on the scooter. And I said, I'll just put a video out, kind of talk about that really quick. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it helped a little bit. I don't post videos on YouTube, or I'm not no YouTube influencer dude, so I'm just filming with my phone, obviously. It's just to get a little bit of information out there about the scooter, because I couldn't find that information when I bought it. But in my opinion, this thing is a budget beast for under $1,500. Over 50 miles an hour, over 50 miles of range, at least with me, 165-pound rider. It's a steal.